Hey beauties, welcome to another video. We are going to jump right into it. My brows are already filled in. Now I'm correcting my discoloration with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Fawn, and I'm blending. I'm gonna go ahead and blend that all the way out as best as I can, and I'll be using a sponge to do that. Alright, so I'm finishing up my blending. Then I'm going to use my BH Cosmetics palette, the 120 palette, the first edition, using a flesh toned brown from that palette. I'm going to build on that flesh tone color as my transition. I'm really going ahead and blending that in. Right now I'm going to go ahead and use the orange as a transition as well, and I'm using a wiping and a buffing technique to really blend that in and build that as best as I can, or to a point that I'm satisfied. Really take your time to do this. The video is sped up just for the sake of time, but I'm really taking my time to do this. Then I move to the new BH palette, the Naturals palette. I start with the two orange colors, and I really go in and blend those two colors into my crease as well, and a little above my crease. I do that for both eyes. I'm really working that into my crease and a little above it. Then to deepen my crease, I go into the deeper brown and I blend from outer corner inwards. So I'm placing the product on my outer corner and then buffing it in. I'm really blending this in, guys, really ensuring that it's a smooth transition between the colors. I don't want any harsh lines. Once I am satisfied with that and how dark it is, then I'm going to go ahead and move on to my Wet n Wild palette, to the brick red color, to really build and blend my crease. So I'm really just gradually building in with the colors that I use. So I changed the brush to get a denser brush, and this is from the BH Rose Gold brush set. So that kind of helped to really be precise with where I place this shadow. So I blended that out real good as well because I still didn't want any harsh lines. I switched the brush back to a fluffier brush to help with the blending, to feather out the edges. Dancing, my bad guys, I was listening to some music and I was in my groove. So now I am going to use my LA Pro concealer again to cut my crease, and this is in Fawn. So I have a good judgment of where my crease is by now, so I know exactly where to cut from, and I'm just cutting the crease first and then just filling in the rest of the lid. And I'm not going all the way down the mobile lid, I'm just going midway, so it's like a half cut crease, really. I don't know. Doing the same to the next eye. Trying to get that as precise as I can, and then filling it in. I'm still working on my cut crease technique and cutting the crease, so I realize I can still use some more work, so I'm still practicing that. But once I'm satisfied, I am then going to go ahead and use a gold color from the new BH palette. And I'm getting a smaller brush for that. And girl, the pigment from that gold shadow was yeah. So I used that color in the inner corner, and then I went ahead in the same palette and reached for the red shimmer as well. I was really feeling this gold, can you tell? But I packed on as much of the gold as I was content with, and then I moved to the red shimmer color for the middle of my mobile lid. And then once I packed that on and I was satisfied, I went between colors until I was satisfied with the transition. So I started to blend the gold and the red, the edges of the gold and the red, as much as I can until I was satisfied. Once I'm through with that, I'm now going to go ahead and line my eyes with a liquid liner. It's a pen liner, really. So I went ahead and lined my eyes. It was not a majorly thick line, but it wasn't small either. So I did a wing on both eyes. Then I moved to the face using the Mario Badescu, I think I'm pronouncing that right, the facial spray to prep the skin. It was my first time using this spray. It was a new bottle, so I didn't quite like how it was spraying out. I just kind of rubbed that into the skin. And then I went on to the Rimmel London Stay Matte Skin Primer. and I really worked that into my skin. Really rubbed that in. Next, I went on to mixing the black opal stick foundations. The first color I'm applying is Heavenly Honey. I feel like now in the colder months I'm a little lighter than I usually am, so I'm using the Heavenly Honey, and then I'm going to go ahead and add, this shade is Beautiful Bronze. I hope you guys can see that, which is normally my shade in black opal. So I'm going to go ahead and pack that on. Sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that and buff that in. Now my sponge was not wet at this time, and I wasn't liking how it was blending out. So I was trying to get my husband to come and give me my spray, and I took up the wrong stick foundation because I wasn't supposed to be using the Heavenly Honey. So I had to put more Beautiful Bronze on, and I got the spray and wet the sponge, and it was blending a whole lot better. So we're gonna go ahead and blend that all the way out. And I'm really buffing it into my skin, really pushing it into my skin. Once I'm satisfied with how blended that is, now I am using my brush to buff it into my skin. I'm really paying a lot of attention to blending in this video, from my eyeshadow to my foundation. So I'm really blending this under my neck and around the perimeter of my face to ensure that there's no lines. So once I am satisfied with that, we're going to move on to concealing, highlighting, and concealing. So I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer again in Fawn. This is mainly the shade that I use with this product. So I'm using that to highlight my face. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. I don't do a huge highlight on my forehead. So I went ahead and blend that in using a this is really a foundation brush from the BH Cosmetics brush set. So I'm blending that in, and I don't blend all the way to my ear. Don't want my face to look broader than it actually is. Once all my highlighted areas are blended out and I'm content with that, then I'm going to go back and use my foundation brush that I was used to buffing to blend out the edges of my highlight to make that as seamless as possible. Once I do that, then I'm going to go ahead and use my Maybelline loose powder to set my highlight. I bake sometimes, but not all the time. So for this video, I'm just setting it lightly. And I really like this powder. It is fine and it keeps my highlighted areas set all day. I don't get any fine lines or creasing from this method. So once that is on, I leave it for a little bit. So I will go ahead and move on. Oh yes, so I'm showing you guys the product. So then I go ahead and I move on to contouring, and I use the Black Opal foundation stick in Carib first. So I really apply that in the hollows of my cheek and the temple of my forehead, and I blend that out. Now it doesn't look super dark on camera. You can see it when it's not super dark on camera, and that's how I like to do the cream contour first. I don't like my cream contour being too dark, but after I go ahead and blend that out, then I'm going to darken it a little bit with another natural contour for me, and that would be my Black Radiance palette. So I'm going to use the contour shade and set the cream contour that I already have, and that's as dark as I do my contours. I like to keep it pretty natural. I'm so feeling myself. So I'm really taking my time to blend that out. I think that contour is so gorgeous when I do it that way. It's not dramatic. It can be used for an everyday contour, and I like to keep it that simple. So I'm going to go ahead and contour my forehead as well with the powder only. Then we're going to go ahead and contour my nose only with the powder contour. I'm not using any cream contour on my nose. So I'm really taking my time to blend that out as well. And using only a powder contour for my nose really helps to keep that natural too. So that works for me as well. I'm going to go ahead and dip a little into the sculpting powder, because I really like to keep my nose contour very natural. Once I am done blending that out and I'm satisfied with that contour, then I'm going to go ahead and go to the Black Radiance pressed powder, and this is in the shade Beautiful Bronze. And I'm going to use that to set the rest of my face, set the entire face, and also to dust away my highlight powder. And the Maybelline powder dust away pretty easy for me. I don't really have much of any issues dusting it away. So I'm going to go ahead and buff and dust and buff and dust and set the rest of my face until I am satisfied. My lighting, I'm still working on my lighting, guys, right now. You realize it's going in and out, so I need to work. I'm working on that to ensure that that is sorted out and looking better soon. Alright, so then I'm going to go to my ColourPop highlighter in Avalon. Well, I took up the Black Radiance first, and then I changed my mind and I went to the ColourPop, right, in Avalon. and I'm going to use my finger to apply this. It is so soft and so pigmented, but you get a better payoff using your finger first to apply it than to use a brush. I've never tried a sponge. Maybe I could try a sponge sometime, but I'm really satisfied with how it applies with my fingers. So I use my finger to apply it, and then once I'm content with that, then I move to the Black Radiance contour palette and use the highlight color from that after. So I really reach for this Black Radiance palette quite often. So I'm highlighting my brows as well, my chin, everywhere in my T-zone. It's highlighted. And using both these highlighters really give me a inner glow kind of highlights. I really like those. Then I'm going to go back to the eyes, line the lower lash line with a black liner, and this is from, I think, yeah, this is from LA Girl. This is an LA Girl pencil in black. Then I'm going to go ahead and go back to the new BH palette using the shimmer red, and I'm going to use that on my under eye with a pencil brush. I'm really taking my time to blend that under my eye. And I'm really blending that with the black, so it won't end up being a harsh black line. Now this is my failed and terrible attempt at trying to apply my lashes on camera. This took me a whole lot more time than what you guys are actually seeing, but ultimately I got one lash on and I realized I could not do the other lash on camera, so I did it off camera. So now I'm back, and now being back, I came back to set with the Mario Badescu face spray. I used a brown pencil next to line my lips, and as you can see off camera I did the lash, and I used a little white liner, and that is from NYX, to add a little drama to my wing and the inner corner of my eyes. So I'm now using a brown pencil to line my lips and use the Guile lipstick in Rachel to go with this rose gold purpley look. I don't know what you guys will call this. You can comment down below what you call this look, but I'm lining my lips, and then we're going to go into the Guile lipstick. Really like this purple lipstick. and it dries down to a matte, and it stays, and it's kiss proof. It does not move. Then I thought I wanted to add something a little extra to the lipstick. It was nice, but I wanted to add a bit more, so I went ahead and added a shimmer gloss to it. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. Hope you guys enjoyed me doing this look. I am all here for this look. It is definitely cute. Let me just put some earrings in. Yeah, I'm for it. I am very much for it. So I'm loving this look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, share this video, and leave some comments down below what you think. If you think maybe I should have used a different lip color, yeah. So I will see you guys in my next video.